All right, hello. I'm Xander Harris here. I am in Dallas, Texas on a very hot day, and I am here to talk about KORG. We're doing a little multi-stream, stream multi-product thing going on. So the way I do things, and we're going to get down into brass tacks about it, is I do not write on the computer. We here in this house do things hardware-wise first, and then we start going into the whole weird thing about DAWs, getting into the effects and compressors and all that good stuff. But we're not going. That doesn't matter today. Today we're just going to celebrate all the things of KORG. So anyway, welcome, Xander Harris here from. Well, currently I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm from Texas, but I've lived in a lot of different places. So I'm going to pretend that while we do this, I'm just going to get started and kind of go into what I do. For today's setup, we have the current Electribe music production station, which I quite enjoy. And then we have the Electribe EMX, the tube, the blue one, the valve force, which is awesome. I have a Volca sample just right over here, a little off screen, and then I have my Minilogue here as well. And so the Minilogue serves a purpose, and we're going to get into that. So let's just get started off here. So what I've done is, well, first let's talk about the vibe here, I guess, would be the way to go. I kind of do things in the darker, skinny puppy EBM realm. I dabble in other things as well, but that's kind of my forte, is doing the super dark electronic stuff. Some of us just found that, and that's just what we did. So what I like to do is I pick a key. So I kind of figured F minor would be fun. It's kind of dark, minor keys are always sad and a little weird and kind of morose. So I try to do that. So we're going to go with that. And then, so here is how this setup goes. So I have the Minilogue is what I do whenever I'm doing my bass lines and kind of simple melodies and things like that to go into the Electribe. And what I do is, so of the 16 pads that we have on the Electribe, it's MIDI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the way up to 16. And so, I do do the sequencer. I'll play a little sequence on the Minilogue that goes MIDI out over to MIDI into the Electribe. And then, but what I do with this Electribe, with the new one, is I set that as the clock. So this is the internal clock for all of this. And then what I do is I set this out into the blue valve Electribe. And so the blue valve Electribe is, the EMX is set for external for the MIDI for the clock. So it's anytime this starts, it kicks this EMX off. And then I have a sync cable that goes from out of the Electribe and into the Volca Sample. So, and the Volca Sample is just like little noises and stuff, and all that kind of thing. So the main parts of the song that I write are on the main blue new Electribe that I'm very fond of in this production station. And then I double up a lot with the EMX. So, you get a little more rhythmical stuff. I'm sure you found some limitations whenever you're using these things, where if you want like an open 808 and a closed 808, that kind of cancel each other out sometimes when you're doing this stuff. So I go a lot of times building the rhythm tracks between the two, which I think is a lot of fun. And I add bass and other things like that. And then the Volca Sample has its kind of thing. And then a lot of times what I call free range. My free range, so I set a clock on the Minilogue, which is for this purposes, we're going to do 127 BPM. And so I'll set that and kind of free range it where it's not really synced. I kind of like happy accidents. I think happy accidents are a really good thing. Sometimes you capture those things when you're recording, and it makes for a lot of fun, or terrible, but it's just kind of fun either way. I don't think anything about that is really terrible. All right, so let's get started. I have notes here, and I won't like dive in and make everything like completely. You don't have to sit here and watch me fish around with stuff. Like I've been practicing all that good stuff. So I have my notes here. So we're gonna do F minor, and so what we're gonna do is, as you see, like I turn this off. So there's our everything's talking. So what I do is I just do a init pattern, and I use a card. I have an SD card that I use for saving everything, and I have an old school smart media card on the EMX, so I can save stuff there as well. And you'll see me kind of very furiously write, because I'm always worried about power outages and things just dying. So, it's just like one of those things. So, all right, so we got our init pattern. It's the same kind of thing over here as well, and we're just going to kind of start from scratch. So, so we're gonna. There's our thing, and we kind of go back. And I'll tell you the sound that I chose for this is we're just going to do the octave saw. So you're going to go over here, and it's already set, but it's kind of fun. And what I do is make sure let me turn this up a little bit and make sure that you guys can hear me. Okay. So what I do is I turn, the amp-EG on, and so that'll give you your, you can kind of do all that, and I turn the level up, and I don't try to do the decaler release that low, but, so there you go. You got your, a bassy sound. Yeah, so there you go. So what I'll do here is I will set this up. And this is just for the purposes of how to do a song. I have it kind of laid out later on that I'll play. But just, to get everybody kind of seeing how this works, I do a little sequence here. And so, do the little rest and get a little Nitzareb with it and all that good stuff. All right, so there we go. Okay, so let me make sure my BPM is right, 127. And we're going to write. See, there's the right. I'm always about save, always save. Just, I've had that really be a problem for me in the past. So, all right, so there we go. All right, and so I'll kind of filter it in. What I like to do is just record it. So I'll kind of just get this going, and we'll just forget that ever happened. So you get your little thing here. We're just gonna do one. You can set it up to however many different measures you want to do, and you got your little kick drum there and everything, and we'll go through the drums and all that as well. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that going, and that's kind of fun. And I do the effects to kind of give it a little distortion, which is kind of fun. All right, and so we got that going. All right, so there's that, and everybody's excited. All right, there we go. So we have that going, and then what I like to do is, I kind of figure out the drums. We'll do like a little bit of rhythms and stuff. So we got this going. So there's that. So I pick out my sounds. I've already written this down, like I said. We're gonna do. Let's see. This one's called Finger. I know. Please don't hate me. There we go. It's a nice little, fun thing. And then the snare on this one on 10, I'm gonna do the Bosch, which I like. It's super noisy. On 11, I have what's called a high 9, so that's gonna be your hi-hat. So we gotta, it's a lot of scroll, but don't be afraid of the scroll. It's kind of fun, like you need to enjoy the scroll, because sometimes you can sit and think while you scroll through, and hey, do I really want to do this? Is this something that I'm really excited about, or is this something that maybe I don't want to choose that. You know, so that's kind of how it goes. Yeah. So yeah, actually, I think on this it's the high 9 snare. Give me a minute. You thought you were gonna see someone play. You will see me play, but it's, you know, we're gonna go through all this stuff. Okay. So there we go. So that's kind of fun. Little high 9 snare for some stuff. We got the pure 8 on the clap. I like to do the ambient 8. Boom, get a little reverb. You know, on this one, it's called Voice 1, which I believe is going to be some noisy stuff that I do, which I enjoy doing the noisy stuff. You got to have a good noisy stuff whenever you do this kind of thing. So get through it. Yep. That's a whole lot of stuff there. And that's the other thing is, you know, when you go through this stuff, you have a lot of different things. I'm sure I'm going to hear all sorts of, you know, you're using presets and all that kind of stuff. And it's, again, we're writing. We'll go back to making things our own when we can. So, all right. So, actually, on this one, I chose wave drum, actually. And this is kind of wave drum 3. There we go. And that's kind of fun. And then for this last little bit, we're going to do what's called old school. And let's see. And it kind of does the same yeah, old school. But so what I like to do on a lot of this stuff is we pitch it. Not quite that much. But yeah, it gives you a little. Sometimes you can go. Yeah, get you a little. And yeah, same kind of thing. Kind of fun. So you know, it's getting us a little in the little dark thing there, which is kind of great. And so yeah, that's fun. All right, so we've got that. So now what we do is let's just set our kick drum going. And I'm going to mute the Electribe. We'll get to the other Electribe, the EMX. We'll get to that in a minute because, you know, it'll auto start and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So we're going to do our bass thing. So let's record the bass. And there we go. Hello. Well, that's right. All right. So that's kind of weird. I don't know what happened there. Hold on. Let's go here. There we go. There we go. All right. I don't think it did what I wanted to do. All right. So, well, this is kind of demo purpose. So, didn't like any of that. So, we'll go back through. Here's the save part again. This is what's fun about this. You're learning about how I didn't save, and now I'm regretting it. All right. So we got that going. All right, we're out of record. And we got that going. All right, so there's fun. So I just kind of let this go, and so the next one is going to be, I like to do a little like noise thing, so we're going to do a little noise. It's kind of fun. We're going to choose the oscillating noise. There's chip noise, there's all sorts of noise, but I like to do a little noise, kind of help you out there. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So it's kind of funny. You set your level. I kind of make sure it doesn't, you know, take over everything. We'll hit a little chord there. So that's kind of going. So we get the going and we can pitch it and get a little, there we go, a release action there. turn the level down. And so, all right, so there's that going. And so what I will do now is we try to do the whole, I'll try like a little like RP sequence to kind of give you that vibe as well. So kind of bring up the octave there on the Minilogue, and what I'll do is go to edit mode, go to global edit, and then we're going to choose the fourth button and change it to MIDI channel 2 so it talks to the second pad. And so we got that. And so there we go. And before we lose all this, I'm going to go ahead and just write it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do like a dual saw on this one. And again, kind of, there you go. So yeah, that's kind of your basic like kind of thing. So yeah, and so that is where that is. So let's go ahead and do like a little recording thing there. And so we'll set our sequence. So there we go, we got that going. And so that's kind of fun. Set our level. There we go. So we like that. Alright, we're going to record it. So we'll do that. There we go. So there we go. And we've got that one. And then what we'll do, we're going to do a little third thing and change the MIDI channel so it talks to 3, MIDI channel 3 on the Minilogue. For those of us just joining, I'm Xander Harris. We're doing some song sketches on how to write with hardware and all this other stuff with the EBM, Skinny Puppy, darker side of things before you go into your computer land and all that other stuff. I'm in Texas. It's incredibly hot. I'm sure it's incredibly hot everywhere. So we're all watching this in the AC and enjoying it and, you know, having some fun with some gear. So we're gonna do this, say that. So we're gonna stop and we're gonna make sure, okay, so 3, actually we're gonna change it to 4 because we've already got something on 3, duh, dude. So there we go. All right, so there's that 4, and so you can't. I'm not sure if you can see it. You know, it lights up right there. You're ready to go, and we're gonna choose another little sound there. And I think it's another saw wave. Nothing wrong with that. So there's saws and there you go. Again, amp on. Yeah, sounds pretty fun. All right, so we got this going. And so, what I like to do, go a little octave down, kind of give it a little bit more of a sonic palette. I kind of get things going. And so, we're gonna do our little sequence here. There you go. So we got that going. Again, F minor. If you're familiar with F minor, then there you go. Just in case you're not, it's got 4 flats. All right, and so, all right, starting to kind of go. Again, level. I like to do that. Maybe get a little bit more. Kind of fun. I do the IFX. I have one distortion that kind of goes, I like distortion, and that's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and record it. It's a nice thing about the Electribe is, you go through and do your thing until you feel really good, got the ounces going. And you just hit stop. Boom. And there we go. And that's kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and write because, stuff happens. And so, because it didn't do any of the things that I wanted last time, I'm going to go ahead and get that going. Alright. this one. And just so you don't go crazy, I won't make you listen to this all the way. But I'm sure, I hope this is fun. It's fun for me. This is what I do on a day off anyway. There you go. So again, wave drum. I like to tune it down. And we're going to write that. And then we got the ambient 8. And then we got that. So there we go. Hey, pitch it up. So now we got 2. All right, so now we're kind of good, and we can start going into the other Electribe, and we also have the Volca Sample. So the Volca Sample is kind of fun. I like to pitch stuff down, so since this is already, you got your sync cable, so you can do like your active step and all that kind of stuff, which is a lot of fun. So this is, I have this. Again, I like to mess around with stuff, so pitch gets, totally thrown down and just kind of messed around with, kind of fun. And then, I have another one we're going to go through here, get that going. There we go. So we got that little noisy thing again. Fun. Yeah, so we have that for later. One thing I need to do though, so that you guys don't, I need to clear out some stuff on this real quick. Clear. Let's see. Function. Clear all. Clear part. And clear that. Oop. Okay, so that's cleared out. I'm sure that's like, hey, Justin, you could have done that before this all started. I apologize. All right, so let's take a minute to look at comments here and see what's up. Yeah, there you go. The book in my hand is, just in case, that is my spiral. So some of us still use old spirals to write stuff down because we get absent-minded at times, or distracted or things of that nature. So there you go. All right, so we've got that. So now we're going to go to the other Electribe. And so we're going to start choosing our sounds here, and we're going to kind of do like what feels good on that. So I have on this, we're going to go to part edit. I'm going to do a clap on this one because, again, we're going to be kind of mixing drums just to make it fun. So that's kind of fun. This one, the number 2, I'm going to do a little tom action. There we go. And let me bring the level up there. I say that. And again, kind of fun. Kind of fun to play with all your pitch stuff here, and a whole lot of fun to do that. Same kind of thing. We're going to do a little tom to make it. That's kind of fun, right? There we go. And, yeah. I have a little bit of reverb on there as well. All right, and this is going to be our hi-hat. Because, again, I don't know. Maybe you can't have too many hi-hats, when it comes to dance music. I'm sure people would argue with me, but I'm kind of a maximalist. I kind of just throw stuff against the wall until I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to do that. So, all right. But everybody's different. Okay. So there we go. That's one of my favorite ones. Always pitch it down because it's kind of just fun to do so. All right. And we can get some, this is called junk. Same thing, same kind of thing. We're going to do more junk. I love it. I want to shake the hand of whoever names a lot of this stuff because it's like junk, which is just fun. I think it's just kind of fun that they do that. So there we go. We're going to write that on there. All right. And then So I have a, so here's what we're gonna do. So right now we're gonna choose that. So I like to do like a different kind of like, I mean, if you listen to like Cabaret Voltaire and some of that 80s stuff, like they weren't afraid to do FM bass and really funny MIDI bass and pick bass and all this stuff that, you know, is general MIDI, but they had fun with it. So, I mean, it's all about how you use it, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So, if you don't come away from anything today, I hope that you come away with a healthy love for the FM bass, or the general MIDI bass. There's lots to love there and nothing to fear, as they say. All right, so we're gonna, you know, choose that. So we can go to part edit here, and we're gonna pick our bass, which is this one's called a pick bass, which is kind of fun. So that's what. There you go. So that's what that sounds like, which is fun. I don't have the, I do sometimes occasionally use a MIDI splitter, and I'll split out to the end on this to capture stuff from the Minilogue. But it's kind of fun to just like, a lot of times I just do, you know, just hold down the arpeggiator, which is pretty much all this is gonna be. So I already know. So if you go over here to step edit, it tells you what your note is. When you go to keyboard mode here on the old school EMX, and I have the arpeggiator going. So what I'm gonna do is this, you know. So it's kind of going. And so, all right, so I have this all muted. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna record this. Say that. Go back to pattern. There we go. All right, and so I have this going. It's gonna do its thing. And kind of on the, you know, the blue Electribe, the EMX, blue and blue. Sorry if that's confusing. I'm trying not to be confusing. On this one, I have it kind of set to 8, the whole 8 thing, just because I kind of like to have enough time to mute and unmute and all that kind of stuff. So I got that going on. So we're gonna go over here to part mute, and I start taking stuff off, and we're gonna say that. That's kind of weird. I seem to have lost all my stuff. There we go. So we kind of have that going. We'll turn this up a little bit so it's not so not getting blasted out by the other one. Let's think about those tubes. Tubes are pretty nice. And you can kind of mess with the cutoff with the other one, so we got that going. All right, and so for the second one, and so like I kind of try to do this thing where I stack bass lines. So we're gonna go over here to our FM bass for over here on the EMX, and let's see. Not what I want. There we go. So I have like some effects set up. So you have up to 3 effects on the EMX, and you can send them up to 3 different things. I have a reverb, I have a decimator, and a delay for our little FM bass here, and we'll bring the. And I'm gonna kind of not send so much on that. That's kind of, there we go. All right, so we're gonna do our step edit. So we're gonna record that. So I kind of do this. And, you know, it's kind of fun to build this stuff, so, So we'll record that. So we'll just, it gives you the whole thing. Screw that up. So if you screw up, you can go over here to 4, and then you're just going to do Shift clear apart on the EMX, clear apart again, and you're good. So sometimes you forget what note you were hitting. So all right, so we do what I call the prime numbers, 975 on the keyboard here, and we go back to pattern, and we're gonna record. So you've got your, now you got that going right to it. And so the nice thing about the hi-hat on this, on the old EMX, is you can just light it up. And you don't have to worry about playing it live. And you just go through all of them. It's so much fun to kind of just do that. I don't know about you, but it's a lot of fun, I think. It is glorious. And the nice thing is, if you want to do this like live, you can turn certain things off, turn certain things on. You can change the part on the fly. You can do the same thing with the new one as well. It's just more of the MPC pad. Again, it's just a learning curve. There is nothing wrong with the new ones. I love them. I think they're great. So there's our hi-hat. And so we kind of got that going. And we got our other FM bass parts, so we'll mute those for now. So there's that. So we kind of got our thing going on here. And that's our toms. And that's our junk. Kind of lights everything up. So, you know, we're getting ready to go here. So we got that going on. And so here we go. And so we're going to kind of check out and see how everything syncs up. So we're going to, you know, hit play here on the Volca Sample in a minute. All right, so there we go. So we got this going. So we got that kind of going. We're going to do a step record. In time. And so we're gonna stop, and then we can kind of just and I like, again, happy accents, kind of fun to get a little swing to it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just kind of writing stuff to get going. All right, so there is that. And so we're kind of ready to rock and roll. So once we get all that going, I always do a ye old string sound on the so we kind of don't need, so let's just go over here so that we don't write anything, and we're going to go back to our global, and I'm going to kind of change it. So it's there. So it's kind of fun. So what we can do is we can mute that. Yeah, I'll probably just kill that here in a minute. But anyway, we get this going. So choose we got our little string sound to kind of. Again, I already kind of got stuff ready and did this myself, so, you know, kind of ready to go there. All right, so let's, now that we've kind of done all this, and I hope it makes sense, you know, we're gonna write everything. I'm gonna go to what I already kind of made. Let me make sure it's right. All right, and we're gonna get rid of this. That's not that one. All right. Yep, it's that one. So, and that's, yeah. All right, so I already kind of set all this stuff up. So we're going to do like a little jam. And you'll hear me kind of do all this stuff, which is kind of fun. All right, so let's do that real quick. And then I'll let me look and see if what we got on comments here. And if anybody has any some old friends here saying hello, which is really, really nice. Let's look through some comments real quick and just see if there's anything we need to talk about. Nice to see everybody from all over the world checking in. This is cool. I hope you're enjoying. I'm having fun. So anyway, all right, and there we go. So let's kind of get going. All right. So I'm gonna mute everything because it's kind of annoying, isn't it? So you kind of get the idea. There you go. So, you know, kind of a whole lot of fun there. Yeah, it's great for sketching out ideas. I like the sounds. I think it's kind of fun. You can kind of go crazy. There's an infinite world of possibilities there. So, yeah, it's kind of a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, I'm going to look over here for questions one more time. Again, I'm Xander Harris. I currently live in Dallas, Texas. I hope you guys are inside and, you know, getting away from the summer sun. Use sunblock, all those good things. Let me take a look at the comments here. There you go. All right. So, and just want to say hello. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, and for those of you who are curious and are just now tuning in, we were doing the Minilogue, the current Electribe from KORG Music Production Station, and we were doing the KORG Electribe EMX, and we were doing the Volca Sample. The Volca Sample, I need to dig it down a little bit deeper in. I just kind of just put stuff in it using the phone app and just use it for little noises and stuff. There is a part of me that wants to go like total Cabaret Voltaire and just, you know, do all the funny, weird voices and, you know, the classic industrial, we're going to sample Apocalypse Now and, you know, those kinds of things. So, all right. Well, I believe that's going to be about it for me. So if everybody's cool, I want to say thank you. Please continue to buy KORG products. 85 to 90% of everything I use is a KORG product. Over here is a King KORG, which is like my favorite. And I have a Poly 800 and, you know, all that fun stuff. My favorite is right underneath here also. They're all my favorite is this NS5R, which is like the sickest little box ever. So, all right. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I want to, again, thank you, KORG, for having me. This was kind of a dream come true. Kind of it was. I hope you guys got something out of it. And again, thank you for having me, and thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.